Hi, thank you for joining us today. My name's Zoe Callaway, and I'm with the Tax Foundation, the nation's leading independent tax policy 501c3 nonprofit. I'm with Tax EDU, Tax Foundation's educational platform, working to educate taxpayers, students, lawmakers, and legislative staff on tax policy and common tax terms. You might understand taxes are complicated, but we believe they don't have to be. And that's why we created this platform to provide materials for you and anyone interested in learning more to dive deeper into taxes. So let me introduce you to TaxEDU. TaxEDU started as a small platform as part of Tax Foundation's website. It was originally known as Tax Basics and only offered a simple glossary, a podcast, and courses for interested legislators and legislative staff at the federal and state level. In 2020, Tax Foundation decided that education was very important and wanted to expand and develop TaxEDU in order to help the education, discussion, and understanding of taxes and tax policy nationwide. Tax Foundation has been established since 1937. We are very strong in the tax world and tax game. We're a nonpartisan organization, and we're very trusted and credited among media and intellectuals alike. For 85 years, our goal has always been to educate through taxes and hoping that this would improve lives through policies that lead to greater economic growth and opportunity. Tax reform isn't just about growing the economy, though, or raising revenue. It's about making people better off. A large part of that is education. Everything that Tax Foundation does is an educational tool. Even all of our products that we offer as well, including facts and figures, our opportunity booklet, and all of our state maps and reports. We have 3 policy centers that work to achieve this: our state tax policy team, our federal tax policy team, and our global tax policy team. Each one works independently and in tandem to make sure that we can inform the tax debate towards smarter, simpler tax policy at all of those levels. Impact spans beyond this educational arena or just tax policy. It's our nonpartisan brand, our trusted data and analysis, and our ability to impact tax policy across the aisle. We're also cited frequently in the world's top news outlets and are frequently a trusted source for people looking to dive deeper into taxes and tax policy at any level of governance. Tax Foundation wanted to take this a step further as we began to realize that not many people understand tax policy. It's a common problem. You've probably heard it before. I was taught so many things in school. I know that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, but how do I do my taxes? And honestly, the misunderstanding goes a lot deeper than that. Between myths, misconceptions, and just confusing policy that comes out when it comes to taxes, nobody really knows what's going on, sometimes even lawmakers. And that's why we offer Tax EDU. And that's why Tax EDU has such a big audience. We were launched in 2020 to address the growing lack of tax literacy in the classrooms, living rooms, and government chambers. We combine the best aspects of cutting-edge and traditional educational platforms, think Khan Academy, to elevate the debate, enable deeper understanding, and achieve better, more principled tax policy, which I'll dive into later. Why is financial literacy and tax literacy important? It helps give you life skills. As you're going out into the world and you're working, it's really easy to let a budget go or not understand what's being taken out of your paycheck. How are you going to be able to establish a secure and firm life for yourself and for your future family if you don't have financial literacy tools available for you? So this leads to financial stability. It can decrease debt. It can increase savings, and it can impact your decision-making abilities when it comes to many things: where you live, how you vote, what jobs you decide to take. Currently, 47 states include personal finances in their standards, which is great, but only 23 states require students to take a course in personal finance to graduate, and only 5 states at this time of recording include personal finance concepts and standardized testing. There are organizations and initiatives working to increase this, and they're having great success recently, only in the past few years. We hope to see this expand, and as it expands, we hope to include an often overlooked portion of financial literacy, tax literacy. That's where TaxEDU comes in. It's a one-stop platform that gives teachers the tools to make students better citizens, taxpayers a vocabulary to see through the rhetoric, lawmakers crash courses to write smarter laws, and videos and podcasts for anyone looking to boost their tax knowledge on the go. That's a lot, and that's a big audience, but that's what we do. So first is for the classroom. And while we do market it towards the classroom, these resources are great for anybody. Again, taxes are misunderstood. So what we offer under our Tax Policy 101 banner on the website are primers, videos, lesson plans, and case studies. Let's jump in. Currently, we have 7 primers. If you're looking to learn anything about taxes, you'll probably find it in one of these. While they're a great classroom resource, they're also a quick, digestible read to deepen your tax understanding, especially if you're working in policy. These include the 3 basic tax types for basic understanding, common tax questions answered to help myth bust, and there's a myth one for that too. The weird way taxes impact behavior. If you're working in policy, you know that there are intended and unintended consequences to policy. Tax policy is no different. And we also just recently added the history of taxes, perfect to understand where current tax policy comes from and just how far back taxes have impacted civilization. We also offer videos. This is an exciting portion that we're offering. This is perfect to introduce students or your kids to tax information, or to even catch up with yourself. These are short form explainer videos that range from 90 seconds to a little over 2 minutes, depending on how complicated the topic is. We currently offer videos on corporate taxes, global taxes, the 3 basic tax types, and the brand new tax policy craze hitting the States, legalization and descheduling of recreational cannabis. It's brand new territory. This video helps dive into it. We have a long list of videos that we have planned for the future, including a carbon tax explainer being released later this year in 2022, tariffs or taxes too, and how do tax brackets work. So our videos span topics that could be niche, interesting things that might be interesting in a policy discussion, as well as just basic tax understanding for anyone looking to understand more. But if you want to dive deeper, or it's a higher level classroom, or you're working on policy and looking to understand kind of what's going on, we have case studies and the podcast. First, I'll go into case studies. As a policy student myself, I thought it was really interesting whenever we could have case studies supplement a policy discussion in the classroom. What's happened in other areas, and how could policy impact things that you might not think of? Who are the stakeholders? What can we look to in order to have a better debate regarding upcoming policy and how it could be better designed? These case studies do that for policy students as well as policy workers. We want you to be able to access these materials for free and dive deeper into any relevant topic that you might be interested in. Currently, we have the difference between sales taxes and excise taxes, cutting corporate taxes and their impact at the state level, taxing a new industry, which is descheduling cannabis, and the global tax deal, which is one of the most complicated tax things going on currently. If you're really interested in the tax stuff that you're seeing, we also offer the Deduction Podcast with weekly or bi-weekly releases of episodes on current topics, sometimes featuring outside experts from the Tax Foundation, and soon to feature tax history segments as well. We have episodes for anything that you're looking for. Recently in the media, you probably heard of the gas tax holiday being offered. You can dive into this with a Tax Foundation expert in a brief, under 30-minute episode and understand more about what's going on the policy side. Let's dive into a specific lesson plan. Again, all resources are free to use and download, and this is one that combines multiple resources into one ready-to-use material for teachers. In this lesson plan, the 3 basic tax types, teachers can access a lesson plan, assessment, assessment key, video, and primer, and can easily fill a 90-minute lesson with it. It's developed to fit into Common Core standards, so it's easy for teachers to use and plug into their classroom, and also is suited for grades 9 to 12, though it's up to teacher discretion. You could use this for middle school as well. The essential questions that will be answered include, how do these taxes fit together? How do these taxes impact government revenues and the economy? Where might you encounter them in your daily life? We want to make this as easy as possible to dive in, and it's worked so far. We have multiple classrooms across the country using this material, as well as an entire school district accessing this as well. This is not the only lesson plan that we offer, and we will be releasing them periodically on the website. And this is a perfect resource for an AP government course, civics, economics, and even financial literacy courses as well, as more states begin to implement that into their code. Next, I'm going to show you what the video is. Again, we're very excited about this resource, and we release our videos quarterly and have many planned. But this is really our building blocks video, and this goes along with the lesson plan that I just talked about. So here is the 3 basic tax types video.
One of the first lessons you learn about money as a kid is that the price on the tag may not be the same as the price on the receipt. Why? Taxes. Taxes have a much bigger impact on our lives beyond just paying a little more for the things we buy. And the better you understand them, the better equipped you are to make decisions about them. All taxes can be divided into 3 basic types: taxes on what you buy, taxes on what you earn, and taxes on what you own. Every dollar you pay in taxes starts as a dollar earned as income. The main difference is the point of collection. Sales taxes are paid by the consumer when buying most goods and services. These taxes provide state and local revenue, funding services like education, transportation, and healthcare. The individual income tax is a tax paid on many sources of income you might earn, like the taxes taken directly from your paycheck. Income taxes are major sources of revenue for the federal government and many state governments. The third type of taxes are taxes on what you own, like homes, land, or vehicles, known as property taxes. Property taxes generate revenue at a local level. They provide funding for everything from parks to public safety services to additional funding for schools. Every dollar you pay in taxes affects how much of your income you get to keep, save, and spend. So understanding each tax type can help you make better decisions about everything from which job to take, to where to live, to how you vote. To learn more about the 3 basic tax types, go to taxfoundation.org/TaxEDU.
The goal with this resource and all of our resources is to make it as easy as possible. As you saw, that's a quick video. It's digestible, and it's great for any age, anyone looking to understand taxes at a better level. Again, we have different videos that cover different topics, but this is great for introducing your own kids to taxes, students to taxes, or just to freshen up yourself. I'd now like to dive into what we have that would really help people working in policy. And while most of our sources are good for policy workers, these are really targeted, and I hope that you'll access them as needed. The first would be under our Tax Basics moniker, listed on the TaxEDU platform. And our most popular resource, driving the most traffic to the website, is the glossary. Currently, we have over 90 glossary terms focused on tax and economic terms that might be common and might not be common. You can explore things such as itemized deductions, withholding, GILTI, which is the global tax, and much, much more. We're updating this all the time. And if you're ever curious about something that you're hearing discussed at the state level, the federal level, or the global level, be sure to check our glossary for a quick synopsis on what's going on with that tax. Next, we have the Principles of Sound Tax Policy, also housed under Tax Basics. We have 4 principles for sound tax policy, which I'll get into in a minute, but this is what we believe guides better tax policy that can promote economic growth and opportunity. Finally, we have our legislative courses. These are pre-recorded courses and also sometimes live courses, which we will announce as events that are offered free to anyone interested in attending. This includes Tax Foundation University, which focuses more on federal level taxation, and State Tax Policy Bootcamp, which is more on state level taxation. Any legislator or legislative staff is more than welcome to attend or access the videos for free on our website at any time. Our principles of sound tax policy are simplicity, stability, neutrality, and transparency. It's really hard to get a policy that includes all 4 of these together, but it is possible. And that's what we believe should guide all tax policy when they're being designed. This is how we can generate more revenue without hurting the economy. This is how we can help people through the tax code and minimize unintended consequences. On this portion of the website, I encourage you to go look at. There are examples of policy and why it is sound tax policy or not sound tax policy for each item that you can dive into and explore. For example, we have sales tax versus gross receipts tax. Sales tax is better, gross receipts tax is not. Why is that? You can explore that and more tax policy under this section of the website. And maybe it can help you with your own policy design and discussion as you go forward in tax policy. Thank you for tuning in today. If you're interested in accessing or diving deeper into any of our resources, please visit taxfoundation.org/TaxEDU. We have new material all of the time that we're releasing, and we're very happy to share it with you for free. Also, if you want in-time updates and interesting tax facts, you can follow us on Twitter at TaxEDU_. Finally, if you're interested in submitting any ideas for content, have questions about content, or would like to know more, please email me at any time at Zoe Callaway, CALLAWAY, at taxfoundation.org. Always happy to hear from you and to develop new material from informed people like yourself. Thank you again, and I hope that we can work together to boost tax literacy across the board.